start to see Drosera binata.
Yeah.
They love these little wet areas like this. But what you'll see, you see them off into the scrub. You occasionally see them right next to a path. So yeah, if you keep working way up there, you'll see them all up along this bank.
Yeah.
You'll start to see some Utricularia. I'm 100% sure this is where they started last time I was here. So.
Now, as Peter just explained, we were going to start looking for Drosera binata now, but we would also start to expect to find Utricularias, and we started to actually find some of their old flowers, which was a pretty good sign that we could expect to find different Utricularias. And let me tell you now, we got very, very lucky with the Utricularias that we found on this trip.
Nice patch of Drosera right here, and one old Utricularia flower over there.
That bottom one there.
Utricularia lateriflora. That's what we think it is. But obviously it's a little bit old now, so can't really see the flower itself. I'm sure we'll find some more later though. So here's our first Utricularia flower. See if I can get it on camera. The one that we just spoke of. And here's its actual flower now. Very good. Right next to some Drosera spatulatas.
Oh yeah, and look at how much redder they are. It's quite amazing.
They look so good.
Look at this here. It's just stunning.
Now, before we get ahead of ourselves looking for these Utricularias, about 10 minutes after finding our first signs of them, we came across something very, very strange. Remember the tuberous Drosera lunata I was just speaking about? Remember how they should not be growing in January, in summertime here in Australia? Well, they're flowering as well, which is extremely unusual.
And now we just come across a flowering Drosera lunata. It's crazy. In the middle of summer these guys are growing. They're supposed to be winter growers, but now they're busy growing and flowering in the middle of summer. Wow. And we're looking for Drosera binata now, so hopefully we will find some.
So that brings up the question, why are these guys flowering? Why are they growing at all in the middle of summer? Well, some of you guys may have heard at the beginning of the video where Peter actually said that he thinks that these guys probably know when they can grow and flower based off of how wet and humid everything is. And evidently so, the ground started to go from a little bit dry to very, very wet. And this is where we started to see a lot of Utricularia and more of our Drosera binatas that we had been searching for.
Plants in here, I've just got to find them for.
Here's our first Drosera binata. Look at how many forks there are. And it's a very healthy, thick plant here. And the soil here is very wet, and it's basically like just sand. And there's a nice patch over here. Lots and lots of different Utricularias.
Names on these ones. So in here you've got your liganosa.
Liganosa.
Your liganosa.
Is that Utricularia?
So yeah, absolutely. So there's these beautiful purple flowers,
Yeah.
and then there you go is your latiflora again. And spatulata, and look at all of the mat of leaves in through there. One of the telling features for this is obviously your flower, but you can actually see the spent casings. They're those flat spent casings. These guys definitely love really wet ground.
Yeah.
To the point that you cover them with water, they absolutely love it. Look, and see how big the leaves get bigger in the shade right back there. I'm seeing there's even ones up in there. I'm going to say there could be about 10 plants in there. Here's another one here.
Yeah.
So that's a good little patch just there.
Whole bunch of little binata babies all here. They like to grow up in with this grass.
Yeah.
Like they prefer to be shaded or something. And there's a nice patch of Utricularia just here.
Now, as you guys can see, the ground is essentially waterlogged. And this is the reason why the Utricularia is growing so well and so profusely, and also the reason why we started to find Drosera binatas, because they really like the wet soils. But this wet ground actually created something that I've never seen before. Remember those Drosera spatulatas? Well, prepare to see one of the biggest spatulatas I've ever seen in my life. And it is most probably because of all the extra moisture sitting around and on top of the plant. Let me know if you guys have ever experienced this in cultivation before.
It confuses people
Check it out.
sometimes, but that's the effect of being covered in water.
Wow, I've never seen such big spatulata. You can actually see the growth from before where it is much more compact. And obviously since the rain, you can see how much longer these leaves have gotten. You can see the compact growth underneath all of it. But this is huge, guys. Look how big that is, and they're flowering as well. Wow, that's insane. I've never seen one this big before. Wow. And this is just like plant matter, decomposed stuff, peat basically. Wow.
Now, if you don't think that the tubers growing and flowering at the wrong time of year is strange, or if you don't find the fact that those massive spatulatas are covered in water and growing double in normal sizes interesting, well, this next thing should hopefully make you really confused. Drosera spatulata, as you've seen so far, have pink and purple flowers, but you're going to see ones with white flowers. These guys are only known to be found on Fraser Island, and the fact that we're finding white flowered forms on the Sunshine Coast is extremely confusing, so we don't quite understand why they are here.
So we just found another spatulata, but you can see that it has a white flower. The only white flower spatulata I know of is the one from Fraser Island. That's quite interesting to see this. And here we go again, guys. Here's another massive spatulata. But you may notice he has a pink one, and there's a white one, and there's another white one, all right next to each other. So this is very, very interesting. And they're all here in the bushes. Look at this. All here. Just in different spots everywhere.
Now hold on just a second. Are we really in Australia if there aren't some killer animals or bugs trying to eat you out there? Well, we actually did encounter something like that.
So we found something that's dead. And I think it's a snake because these just all look like ribs, and it's just all a lot of spine. And a snake is just a wiggly spine.
Oh, that's so cool.
No, Courtney, just leave it alone. You're like a child with a stick.
It's interesting to me.
And this is what I love when you go for walks like this. You get to see all the spatulata up
Yeah.
along there.
Oh,
All
wow.
on the bank.
All on the bank there, nice and red.
A
Nah.
horsefly.
Yeah.
See the top of its head is green. I can't actually see anything. Turn it over.
Sorry.
Get it in the shade.
There we go. Oh, there we go.
This thing wakes up. Oh, there you go. You can see it's moving. Ugh.
Should feed it to one of the plants.
So it has now been about an hour and a half to 2 hours of us walking before we got attacked by that horsefly. Now, we eventually started to continue walking along the trail, and we weren't finding many new species. But eventually, as in many stories, there came a fork in the road. And we didn't really know which one to go on, but Peter said that we should take the one to the right because we may have a chance of finding Drosera pygmy, the world's smallest Drosera. And luckily for us, we actually found them. And the great thing is that we found them while they were flowering. These guys only flower for a couple hours each day. And on top of all of that, we were also able to find Utricularia cruella, or curella, one of those words, I can't say it. But we got very, very lucky to see these guys out in the wild.
You're lucky to see that.
So we just found some pygmy Drosera. This is Drosera pygmy, and it's flowering. And as I don't know if you guys heard it, but Paul was saying that this is very rare to see them flowering. What's wrong? Oh, yeah, Peter, sorry. There we go.
Well, they do flower. You see lots of them with flowers, but they only open for a couple hours
Yeah.
in the morning. So you'll probably find within an hour that flower will be closed.
Yeah. And you can see they're all here.
They're so tiny.
Yeah, they're the
Oh.
smallest Drosera. Tiny little guys.
here.
There's like 3 little leaves.
Yeah, look at that. That's just,
More
that's why
here.
they're so hard to see.
Yeah. Amazing. More under your feet, don't stand on them.
Yeah, look, you know, just tiny little ones. And you'll also see that it's got a really rounder seed module, and you'll see the flowers clumped together. Whereas the other Utricularia we're looking at, they space the flowers up the stalk.
Yeah.
Whereas this one here will have a few of them around, and you'll see
Right
that
next to
there's
each other.
Definitely that slightly different flower.
Yeah.
So,
How do you pronounce it again?
so Corella,
Corella.
I think. And look, there's another flower stalk there.
Oh yes.
So that's what you look for
Yeah.
if there's no flowers. So that's definitely one there as well.
But we got it. We've seen them all now. All the
We
plants.
have all the ones that I'm aware of in this this location.
In 2 hours we saw them all.
That's amazing.
Now, after 2 hours of walking in the hot Australian sun, we eventually found all of the different carnivorous plant species that we were out to find. We found 4 different species of Drosera and 3 different species of Utricularia, but we still had not found this Utricularia biloba, which is one that Peter really wanted to find. Now, along the walk back from seeing the Drosera pygmy and Utricularia corella, we came across another very wet, waterlogged part of the trail. And along the trail, I found some more Drosera banatas. And shortly after that, Peter found what he was looking for. He found the Utricularia biloba, and this really was a beautiful sight.
And we just found some more Drosera banata. Look how many forks this guy has. And there's another one coming up right there. And some more down here. Very, very forked. I can't believe how forked they are compared to the ones that we see in cultivation, you know? And look how thick the little roots are. I mean, their stems.
I am so excited.
See that? We'll check more spatulatas.
I'm excited. Whoa,
I think we might have found something.
cool. Wow, Utricularia biloba. Oh, look at that purple flower. That is beautiful. Oh, wow. Oh man, I'm excited. This is awesome. Wow, that is so good.
Wow.
Oh man, I'm nerding out now. This is exciting.
This is Utricularia biloba. Look how pretty these flowers are. Wow. Look at that, guys. See if we can see
amazing.
just underneath it.
Next to the white flower as well.
That. There's a nice
Tons
patch
of white
here.
flowers there.
Yeah, just try to get around here. Some more white flowered spatulatas and just a whole bunch of Utricularia biloba here. Wow. Check that out. They look so good. This little patch here. Wow.
Is this the ones you were looking for on the
Yes.
other side? Oh.
That's exactly what I was looking for.
And they're all in just this seepage over here of just water that's just sitting still here. Looks so good.
In 2.5 hours, we had accomplished one of my childhood dreams, finding carnivorous plants in Australia. And I got really, really lucky with what we found. So I just want to say thank you once again to you, Peter, for taking me on that trail. It was great to see these plants. And if you guys want to see more videos like this, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. And if you enjoyed the video, remember to leave a like. And now here's a little bit of extra news for you guys. I am starting to sell some different Droseras. So far, I have Drosera capensis and Drosera spatulata available to sell to you guys. I'm also selling some other things like pots and soil for you guys that want those things. So if you do want any of that, make sure you contact me. And if you have any questions about growing plants, I'm always happy to help you guys. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.